Hello and welcome to Zelda Speedruns. Tonight we are bringing you the last match of the Zelda 2 Randomizer Standard Tournament Round 2 Brackets match. It is loser brackets Round 2. It is do or die for both of these runners. And tonight I am joined by Nightcrawler and Freako on commentary. And how you doing tonight, gentlemen?
Pretty good. Wait,
Hello.
is losers bracket round 2 part of bracket round 3?
No, it's still 2. It just takes longer. And they should be off shortly.
I thought we were on round 3.
Not quite.
No, this is the last match of round 2. The winners of the first round go into winners round 2. And if you lose in that first round, you go into losers round 1.
Yeah. Oh, cool. We got Simon Belmont and Zelda. And a very open start to the beginning of the game. Looks like there's Paratroopa Cave on Xarnax's screen. It can look very similar to Heart Container Cave, but there are more enemies in Heart Container Cave. It also looks like one of the ends of the Fairy Block Cave, but you enter from the opposite direction for that one.
I think Simon Belmont's getting a little bit of a rough welcome here to the land of Hyrule. Looks like we've already seen an up and A.
Yeah, oh my gosh, yeah, just taking a hit from that red ache is taking 3/4 of Xarnax's life. Yeah, the attack power of enemies, the attack power of the player, the health of the player, the effectiveness of the magic levels, and how much magic spells cost, all that can be randomized in this randomizer, in addition to even more important things.
Wait a second here. Are you trying to make the implication that this is
Random.
actually a randomizer?
Yeah, it's nuts, right?
Oh. Mind blown.
Speaking of mind blown, upon entering Death Mountain, Paratroopa's looking around, and there's plenty of graveyards in this mountain. Little spoopy right there. Now, you are going to see Paratroopa looking through these first couple of caves, because you can just stumble upon Hammer Cave, especially when you got a really open Death Mountain like this one. However, at his current levels, and the way he just got, kind of wrecked by an enemy encounter, I'm thinking even if he does find Hammer Cave, it might not be possible to get through it safely at this point in time.
Well, is the exploration at this point worth it? Because, I mean, you do see what I believe Spectacle Rock right above where Paratroopa is right now.
Yeah, and getting that information is useful, but if you're not ready to exploit that information, it can cause you to have to double dip. Like, you might have to come back here later on when you can actually find Hammer Cave. Then you might triple dip when you get the hammer to go back to Spectral Rock. You might even double dip and then realize, oh, I need boots to get to Hammer Cave, and that's like a quadruple dip. So usually players don't like going to Death Mountain until it's their last option and they're well and ready to go in there. But Paratroopa did pick up a flute, or a recorder, a plunger, whatever you want to call it, from the normally trophy cave. So, and meanwhile, Xarnax picked up the trophy from somewhere.
Yeah, it looked like it was the Stonehenge tile.
Right. Yeah, the grassy tile. Yeah, cool. That's an easy one then. But that's good for them, because that means that they can get 3 spells from the starting 4 towns, and they got Fairy from Saria, so that's easy peasy. Go west to find the heart. That's one of the worthless hints that they're going to get. The randomizer will give out at most 1 hint of the 4 that are available in the game for items and stuff. And at most, one of those hints is going to be for a useless item like a pea bag or heart container or something.
Well, or something that's like, hey, go west to find the raft.
Yeah, that's a pretty horrible hint too. That the randomizer wouldn't consider that to be worthless, but I sure would.
Well, it's one of those things that, has to happen because the raft can't be on the east.
Yeah.
I guess it could tell you that it's in a palace.
Or Death Mountain. Yeah, but at the same time, you're going to look for those. You have to look for those before you go to the other continent anyway, so
Yeah,
you can't look east for the raft.
Yeah, it's just one of those hints where it's like, please no, give me something like, I'd rather have I Know Nothing instead.
Well, I mean, at least getting that would tell you that it's on an encounter tile or something, on an overworld tile. This is that. Meanwhile, a 500-point P bag, and in addition to that, Xarnax picked up a magic container in this in this magic container cave, so not very random there, Dig Shake. Try harder. And more importantly than that, it turns out that Rauru, the first town in the game, had the Reflect spell. So actually available to these guys already from the first 2 towns I checked were 2 of the 3 required spells. I mean, Fairy's not always required, but it can be. It's more often required than some of the other optional spells.
I would think Fairy is definitely more necessary than a quality of life upgrade.
Yeah.
There are fairy-locked areas in, I believe, Great Palace, and a couple of the palaces leading up to the Great Palace.
Yeah, P5 has a potential fairy block in one direction. P6 has 2 potential fairy blocks. So you definitely want fairy before you enter those. You can luck out and not have any fairy blocks in the game, though. In which case, not having fairy will mean you're not checking those routes, which means you save some time. So if you take a gamble in it, you just get lucky. Not getting fairy can save you time, but honestly, fairy is also a quality of life spell because you can do fairy boots, and here we have the key. All right.
Yeah, I know. You were just going to say, yeah, you can get through doors if you don't have any key. But
Pretty
then,
much
Xarnax is just like, no, we're going to put an end to that. We're going to find the all key and just be done with that discussion.
Yeah, and it does seem like that was in the Medicine Cave. That's one of the harder caves to do in the dark, but Xarnax made it through there no problem. So these guys are pretty much ready to go. They do need to get the the glove, and of course they need to get the raft, but they vaguely know where that is. So yeah, I mean they also need to get Thunder eventually, and that could hold them up. So they're pretty prepared for just being 7 minutes in. Now, yeah, I mean, it is
Xarnax more so than Paratroopa at this point. Just looking at the overall levels, I believe Paratroopa is now 213, where Xarnax has a couple magic levels.
Yeah, and having that higher attack level is also pretty useful. Now, having the fairy, I would think that these guys would want to look for the town of Mito. They know they still have some overworld stuff to check for. That is to say, they still have to find the raft, and they might find a bunch of other stuff there. And then also, if they find Mito at the same time, they can get downstab, which makes Death Mountain a lot easier. We do have Xarnax going into Death Mountain, but unless he decides to explore further, he's not going to find anything, and downstab would really help.
Well, we know through what we saw on Paratroopa's side, unless they're looking for a very specific pass-through, he's not going to find anything here, is he?
Well, no. I mean, he could dig deeper in. The nightmare situation is when Hammer Cave is only accessible by one cave, but basically, any one of these caves can take you to another cave randomly, and that could be a large collection of caves. Oh, here it is. Xarnax found it. It was available in the beginning, and Paratrooper just missed it, which is pretty sad.
Oh, that's unfortunate for Paratroopa.
Yeah, but it's unlikely to be one of the few items they need at this point. They basically... Oh, well... Okay, they need the raft, but they know it's not going to be here. So, it could be the glove. Also potentially useful could be the medicine of the child.
Alright, wait a second.
The boots also could be required.
How do we know the raft can't be here?
Because it will specifically say it's in Death Mountain.
Well...
It said it's in the west.
Any hint for the raft just yet. You brought up the raft being on the western continent as an example of a troll hint, and it looks like I trolled you, so mission accomplished. But
yeah, we saw the heart container hint. You're right. And then
told ya.
Well. Okay.
This is just not your day, is it?
No, it's my day. Oh man, don't clip that. That's actually really bad for Paratrooper because he already checked in Death Mountain, so that's probably going to be the last place he goes back to. But that means he's going to be...
That's going to be, pretty brutal, which is definitely unfortunate for Paratroopa. If he would have went through that little forest tile and kept going in Death Mountain, he would have the raft right now. Mm-hmm. And would have had it for quite some time. But I think there's another issue here, and that is, aside from Death Mountain, I've seen 2 towns so far. I've seen...
No, we've seen 3. We just haven't seen Mito.
Okay.
Xarnax just went into Rudo and got the shield spell by turning in the trophy.
Okay, because you had said something about Reflect before.
Yeah, Reflect is in Rauru. Paratrooper has that one.
Oh, okay, so Paratroopa has Reflect.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I would say Xarnax, if you were to ask me to bet on one of these 2 racers, I would probably bet on Xarnax. Paratroopa is, he's been playing for a while now, but he doesn't play like every week or anything, and so I think Xarnax does have more experience at this point. But Paratroopa is also a good player, so it's anyone's guess. I just with the whole Death Mountain situation and the fact that Paratroopa is behind on levels and exploration. A little high five between the 2 there. I think Xarnax has the edge in this race.
Yeah, I definitely want to agree with you on that one, because as we saw... Oh, Barba slithers with the cross, so...
Good hint. Good hint.
That means no item exploration in Palace 6.
Right. The cross is one of the more useless items in this game. It lets you see the invisible ghosts, the invisible Moas, which is nice, but by the time you get to Barba, probably... by the time you can actually pull the cross out of P6 item location, you're probably not worried about it.
I don't think I'd be worried about it at all. I'd just kind of go, alright, yeah, I'm gonna take a pounding in this little spot, and oh well. Yeah.
I mean, it can... I mean, if you get a game over from an invisible Moa, you're gonna kick yourself, but that's a chance you have to take, and there are ways around it, like stabbing in the air can reveal an invisible Moa for a short period of time and give you a vague sense of its velocity and vector.
Ooh, and Paratroopa just found the raft spot to go over to the eastern continent. Xarnax probably going to head up that way, and I can only assume we'll end up heading east, because it looks like that's about his only option at this point.
Yeah. Oh, did he not go in the cave? Or did he
get it? Not.
Oh, no, he's been in there already. I forgot. He got the magic data here.
Okay. So Paratroopa getting in there.
Yeah, and you can see right there the invisible Moas on Xarnax's side. He was able to successfully stab one by just stabbing into the air in a sort of semi-random fashion, and that stuns. It takes away the hitbox of the invisible Moa, and yeah, it makes it easier to avoid them. So that's one of the ways you deal with them without the cross.
Oh, oof. Invisible Moa zapped Xarnax there. Tried to use Fairy to escape the board, and that Moa not have... Oh!
Actually, I think
all
that
but
one is...
one little chunk of life there being taken by a Moa hit.
Yeah, I think that one is actually one of those floating eyeballs, the coconut ones. Because those ones deal more damage, so I'm guessing it was one of those guys. I mean, when you don't have the candle, pretty much every enemy that's in the air is invisible, so...
Yeah, it's kind of difficult to tell because, well, you can't see it.
Yeah, even if he had the cross, he wouldn't have seen it in that location without the candle.
Okay. So Paratroopa gonna take his attack 3.
That's great.
And gonna pick up the any key here. Debating on taking a sauna, and there he goes. Gonna take a bath.
It gets you back to the beginning of this cave entrance a little bit sooner, and you don't want to go through this part without any hit points anyway. He's gonna probably get this level, and then probably up an A, I'm gonna guess. Or not. Yeah, getting magic levels is important, because, well, it's not as important for them now because they have the any key, but if you're stuck having to use the fairy to get through the palaces, you know, magic is nice to have.
Yeah, very true. I think it's just nice to have, period, but Paratroopa having a little bit of trouble collecting that fairy.
Huh.
Oh,
Xarnax heading into this swamp location on the east. Now, this swamp location, you normally can't get the item with the fairy spell. The only item he could have gotten with the fairy spell would be that one-up doll, and fortunately, that's what it was randomized to.
Well, I don't know if
jump for that.
Fortunately or not, but if it were a heart container, the fairy would not.
Oh, it couldn't. That's one of the small item locations, and so big items don't get randomized onto it. So there's never going to be anything, even semi-important there, really. The best you can hope for is like a 500-point P-bag or a free life if you're in trouble. Alright, we got, let's see, P2 on Paratrooper's screen. He could go in, but he chooses not to.
I think that's about the only palace that I've seen so far on either runner's screen. Xarnax actually going into the Valley of Death.
And taking a dip. Now he might try Fairy Feet, but his magic is kind of low, and this is risky. Oh yeah, he botched it, and that's what the risk is there. So he's gonna do an encounter skip by luring enemies onto the square that he wants to skip, the forced encounter square, and the enemy encounters, they take priority over the forced encounter. So you get one of these encounters instead of the much more difficult lava encounter.
Alright, so Paratroopa with the trophy. So all we need is Paratroopa to end up back in Death Mountain. And hopefully he can head over to the Eastern Continent soon. Because he's about to either... No. Oh, we have a second on Paratroopa's side.
Yeah, I think I had seen it from a distance before, but I hadn't seen anyone enter it. But that is P3 or P6 right there.
Now, since you kind of rated P2 as, okay, well, this is possible, where would you put the Palace 3-6 in comparison?
Less possible.
Okay.
There's a glove block in P2, but it's only a single glove block. In P3, there are 2 glove blocks. In P6, there's kind of like 2.5 glove blocks, and there's also 2 fairy blocks, but they have fairy. But if they get to that fairy block without much magic, which is certainly possible at low levels like this, they have to take a death and refill. So P2, you got a pretty good shot at beating.
Okay, so Paratroopa picking up. Ooh, what was that? Is that shield? And Parappa used this magic to survive.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's shield.
All
right, B Cruz
for a second.
Asking a question if this is Zelda 2 or if this is Castlevania 2, and that's a good question. It's whatever you want it to be. This is a wonderful game, and it can. Who knows? Maybe it'll randomize one day and put Dracula in the game.
It's the adventure of Link 2, Simon's Quest.
Yeah, there you go. On this adventure that Link takes, it's Simon's Quest. Bisco, as for P5, I like that. I like that because there's only one potential fairy block. There's no. Oh, that's the fairy block right there. Xarnax is in. Yeah, he's in P5. Xarnax is. So he's trying to do it. He can do it at his levels. Boskuma is one of the harder bosses in the game, but it's not that big of a deal, really. If you got some practice.
Ooh, it looks like Paratroopa is gonna dive. Unfortunately for Paratroopa, I think he's looking for something that is in Death Mountain.
Yep.
But potentially, fortunately as well, he could find something else of use that is in this particular palace.
I really don't like this. I don't like what Xarnax is trying to do. He's probably going to die here, but he did get a kill, so that's good. He shouldn't go for this one, I don't think. There we go. Okay, so he made it through. He almost lost his life, though. The blue iron knuckles have a lot of hit points. It's even with the jackhammer, you can take quite a few bops. And so Xarnax is on his last life right here. Yeah, it does look pretty sweet, huh?
So now we see Xarnax getting glove blocked on that elevator because he can't go left.
Oh no! Paratroopa picked up the life level. I don't know. He was so close to another attack level. Oh well. So he was glove blocked. There's nowhere else he could have gone.
Yeah, Xarnax was glove blocked. He went in here and.
You mean Paratroopa? There's no glove blocks in P5.
Xarnax had a block there. The set of 3 blocks on the left side of the elevator.
Oh yeah, there's blocks on the left side of the elevator in P5, but you don't. None of them actually block your progress.
Okay. So it looked like they were, pretty much gating him off like a doorway.
Yeah, but there's nothing in that direction. It's just like a key. But they have the any key.
Okay, so it wouldn't have been meaningful, so...
Right.
Ooh,
so Xarnax is entering...
With 2 iron knuckles.
I don't know what Xarnax is up to. He's got a very high chance of an actual glove block in this palace.
Are they in the same... No, they can't be in the same palace. It just looked very similar with the room that they were both in. The colors obviously are different.
I think Xarnax is in P6 and Paratroopa is in P3, but I think there's still a possibility it could go either way. I don't really like this play from either of them.
Well, Paratroopa I can almost understand, because at this point he's going, alright, I'm kinda desperate at this point, but Xarnax just got glove blocked.
Yeah. And actually I had it reversed. Paratroopa's in... Oh, he's stuck. Let's see if it... He's got up an A. Yep.
Oh no.
Or try this again, and hopefully he doesn't get blocked, because he can't cast Fairy again. Since Fairy doesn't have any knockback, you can just kind of like Leroy Jenkins your way through these blocks. But this time he didn't have to. He was able to slip between them. Why would you do this instead of P6? I don't know. Instead of P5? I don't know. But there were no blocks in P5. Not even the fairy block, because he was taking it from left to right, from right to left. And Paratrooper not picking up his down stab, that's really hurting him now, like in a literal sense, like hurting him.
Yeah, that I believe he was in the town where he could have gotten it. He had fairy. And oops.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, he did have fairy then when he came across Mito, didn't he? So there's a couple tricks I'd like to share with our viewers right now. You don't actually need the jump spell to get the up stab and the down stab. You can use the fairy spell too. This was a trick that was discovered, I don't know, like 5 or 6 years ago, despite how long the game has been out. If you cast fairy, then you can just go up to the door in Mito and enter it. I think that's been known, but in Darunia, if you want to enter the chimney, all you have to do is hold down when you're casting fairy, and that will make it so that your fairy is always like kind of ducking, sort of. And that will allow you to enter those locations. Sorry, that will allow you to enter the chimney and get your down stab. So you don't actually need jump to get that stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
People look like he's just
trying to die.
Actual seppuku there. This whole not having down stab thing.
Yeah.
Oh boy. So
yeah.
I think you can actually hit Rebanak here.
You can, and you can do it a little bit more cleanly than this, but
Well, I don't. Oh, he actually dismounted Rebanak.
Yep. Now, Rebanak and Blue Iron Knuckles, they do tend to they do tend to get away from you when you're approaching them on the ground. So one thing you can do is start a jump with your in a sort of neutral position, with your D-pad in a sort of neutral position, and then accelerate in the air toward them, and that will cause them to back away from you less. It's going to be a tight fight, a close one. Paratroopa's hoping for something big, but I don't know if he can really get that. Oh
boy.
And he's also trying ducking while stabbing these guys, which it does work sometimes, but yeah. Normally for the Ravenaks and the Iron Knuckles, if you stand while stabbing him in the visor, it works a lot better. And there we go. The hint paid off. He got the cross. I think that hint was in Mito.
Correct. Xarnax getting the hint, but Paratroopa getting the cross.
Yeah. Yep. Well, I mean, hopefully that comes in handy. And he's trying for P3. Sorry. Yeah, P3 now.
Well, this is going to be a little rough for Paratroopa because we already saw Xarnax in here, and it did not work out very well for him.
Yeah, at the same time, I'm not entirely sure what Xarnax is up to. Like I said, he could have very easily done P5. I mean, it's a hard fight against Boskuma, but if you got some practice, it's not so bad. And now he's trying one of these P3 or P6s again. I guess he opted out of that.
I think he remembered and just like, no, I want no part of this. I think P2 is the last remaining Western Continent dungeon.
Sure, but they don't need to be on the Western Continent at all. They can just go east.
Speak for yourself. Only one of our runners has the ability to go east right now.
No. It's all in their mind. If they believe that they have the raft, then they have the raft. That's how it works.
Oh, I see. Okay.
You must realize the truth. There is no raft. Yeah, you can keep coming back to me for that sort of stuff. I'll provide as long as you need it.
Jeez. Sometimes I think we should end up being like one of those discount comedy shows in Vegas or something.
A really big discount. Oh, cool. Well, is that really a magical wonder carpet, right? Oh, it's really a magical wonder. What is that in reference
to? A magical wooden carpet.
Did we get the, do you get the glitch? Where if you step onto certain tiles, you use the raft? I didn't see it, but that does happen in a couple seeds every now and then. It's awesome. Yeah, exactly, Buzz Thunder. Emphasis on discount. Okay, so Xarnax has finally found an item location. That's great for him. He's in P2. He's gotta be. And I think he's gonna be disappointed here. Well, he could pick up his attack 4. There you go. There you go, Slugger.
So, on a scale of like -1 to -10, like
yeah,
where are we on Xarnax's disappointment scale there?
I'd say a negative.
Was attack
a -4. I don't know why he's here, honestly. Like, as far as items you can get.
He's going right to the eastern continent. He's headed right for the rap spot at this point.
Oh yeah, now.
And Paratroopa is back into Death Mountain.
That's good news. That's good for him.
So that will hopefully net him his raft.
Did Xarnax think he might be boots blocked or something? Is that what was going on? He was looking for the boots?
Possibly?
And he's deciding to ferry through this pass-through cave. A safe way to do it. There is one more screen in this cave, though. So.
Well, I think Xarnax is low on lives and trying to just get through.
There's another palace.
Yeah, empty desert tile. Oh,
oh, that's bad news for Xarnax. That can be an important item, but it was just a 500-point P-Bag this time.
So
but this is Palace 1.
Is now stuck in Death Mountain? I shouldn't say stuck, but I guess stuck having to go through a cave that he has just used as a pass-through and went, alright, gotta go, turn around.
I think he is heading the wrong direction. The Hammer Cave was in the main, sort of main body of...
it was, I believe, up and to the right of where Spectacle Rock was. So there was a small patch of forest tiles that you could go into, and the cave was in there that Xarnax found the raft in.
Yeah, but the thing is, he passed by again. I think he's just...
Paratroopa was right over top of the location, it looked like, when he was on the overworld.
Yeah,
he just had to walk down and around.
No, you can't walk down and around from there, unless you have the boots. He's got to come through...
You can go around to the left, because the mountain didn't cut everything off, but...
I thought it did. My mistake, then.
Well, I got about a split-second look at it, so it might be up from where he is right now, where that...
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's just... It seems like he's having a mental block, like he's just not seeing it.
Because he's been all through here already twice. And what he needs to do is actually go back up and to the right. And that will reward him with the raft.
Yeah. That's right. Maybe, well, I think there were 2 caves up there, so if he keeps us up forever, it'll put him right beside the hammer cave. But, I mean, there's such a simpler way to do it. You just go there.
Over there.
So meanwhile, Xarnax is in P1, which is the easiest pals in the game, and he should be picking up an item from here. He's hoping for the glove, probably, or maybe the boots. The boots actually might be more useful to him right now. He's already seen P3 and P6 and P2 all on the western continent, so the palaces that are going to be on the east, you're going to have GP, you're going to have P1, you're going to have P4, and you're going to have P5, which he's already been in. And those should all be clear of glove blocks. I think they're all clear from glove blocks, so his most immediate concern might be getting the boots, in case there's any boots blocks, because I think that's why he headed back to the west. I think he saw a glove block, didn't see a way through.
Well, here's the item, and it's hammer time.
That's good. That's good.
So that opens up the hammer cave and Spectacle Rock.
I think there were 2 hammer caves, actually.
Well, I definitely saw one, and Spectacle Rock is just kind of out there.
Yeah, it's an easy get. And this could also open up New Kasuto, which has a 50% chance of being hammer blocked. So Paratroopa still hasn't realized the location of the raft.
No, unfortunately for him, it seems to elude him. But Xarnax seems on his way to finishing our first...
It's right there! I wanted to tell him, it's right there!
Yeah. It's one of those things where it's like, please just go this way. Please.
Yeah.
Really, please just go this way.
Unfortunately, I can't make fun of Xarnax for losing to Horsehead today. He does defeat the Glass Joe of Zelda 2. And that's our first gem at 36 minutes, 18 seconds.
Yeah, hopefully a couple more to come in the very near future as we see Attack 5 for Xarnax.
I'm sorry, what was the item in P1 again?
There was an item in P1?
Well, there's always an item in P1. Did he leave without...
Horsehead holds the hammer.
Oh, right. Oh my god, I'm so stupid. Sorry. It's just been one of those days, I guess. Well, and here we are in New Kasuto, the town that can be hammer blocked, but wasn't this time. Disappointingly.
Oh well.
I still think there's a good chance that the hammer's going to end up being required. There's like 3 items blocked by it, or at least 2.
Well, you almost figure at this point Spectacle Rock to have an item. Fire could solve the thunder issue. Xarnax picking up fire, so we'll see. Nope, not the spell.
Yep, that's what he went in there and cast for, because he needs the spell to raise what is affectionately known as the World Boner. And fire gets randomized to one of the other 7 spells in the game, so he was seeing if it was that spell. Not the case, though.
Well, right now we can say it's not fairy, it's not spell.
It's probably not jump. So Bus Thunder's listing out the things it could possibly be. And finally, Paratroopa
nopes out of the cave that he needed to be in.
What the hell? I'm sorry. I'm glad we can use some profanities. What are you thinking, Paratroopa? What the hell?
He was literally right there. He was in the cave, and he's just like...
Don't need it.
Oh, man.
He's never going to finish the game. He can't finish the game. He will never, ever finish it.
Well, I guess he's, like, exploring the last possible part of Death Mountain that he could. before actually going into the right cave at this point?
No. There's nothing left to explore. He knows where Spectral Rock is, and he doesn't have the hammer. That's the only thing. The only thing he could have gotten out of this is that cave. He didn't recognize it.
Well, that's what happens when you go into places in the dark.
Okay, so the way you recognize the hammer cave in the dark is it's got a low floor, and it's also got a high ceiling in the first part. It's pretty recognizable. There's no other caves like it. So this race is over. I'm sorry, guys. It's over.
Yeah, just about. Xarnax in Palace 4 finding a magic jar.
Yep.
So it looks like Karok holds the magic jar. There's just nothing you can do sometimes but just try to laugh it off. I mean, it's just so unfortunate for Paratroopa that he's in the correct cave and just turned around and went, oh, can't be this one.
And now he's noping out of Death Mountain.
I think he just got himself turned around because I can't see him doing anything but just heading right back into Death Mountain at this point.
No, he just didn't recognize it.
Oh, he's just gonna go into...
Again.
Just,
the one that's... I think this is 3, and I think it's blocked, like in the second room. So... Now, okay. So
the second room is the falling blocks. The third one's where he gets blocked.
Okay. So, I know it might feel like we're making fun of him or whatever, but we're not. We're really sad right now. What are you doing now? You can jump that.
I think he just realized something.
No, he just wanted to ferry through here. You can make that jump, though. It's not impossible.
Well, with an iron knuckle
behind him
into oblivion, it's a little bit harder, I would think.
He would have been fine. But yeah, I've made this mistake before, too. I've gone into Hammer Cave and not realized it was Hammer Cave, and it's caused an issue for me before. So it does happen, you know, especially if you don't play as often or if you haven't played as many total seats, you might be in this situation, especially if you never play with the candle off. Because with the candle on, there's like, it's even more obvious. There's like pillars and stuff, and there's definitely no other cave that has those.
Well, Xarnax has picked up Attack 6 and dunked the second crystal. So this is really just adding to Xarnax's lead at this point, because I really think Paratroopa is sort of stuck until he, refines the Hammer Cave. And it looks like Xarnax gonna use that fairy... Do we qualify it as a glitch, or...
Yeah, that one's a glitch. Well, I don't know, because I think they intended for you to be able to go indoors as fairy, and you're just holding down to modify the direction, so I kind of feel like it's intentionally unintentional, or something like that, or unintentionally intentional.
Fair enough.
Like wave dashing in Super Smash Bros. Melee, they tell you, oh, you can air dodge down, and you can cancel your... Wait, nah. Yeah, okay, maybe even less of a glitch than that.
Well, here we go. Paratroopa is back into Death Mountain.
That's good.
So he's found the Vile Henchman. He is on the right track. But hopefully he will not run out of time before...
Carmen Sandiego gets away.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can we like start playing Carmen Sandiego?
Right! Go right! No, not up!
Yeah.
Stop it!
It's just like I was saying, he's got a mental block. He's just not... He's not perceiving it. Alright, let's see what's in the Teabag Cave.
Blocked cave on Xarnax's side.
Yep. Fairy Claws, right, that's the name of the trick, Bisco is saying. Why? Oh my god, it's a free life.
And that's a one-up doll.
I don't know why Paratroopa is death abusing here. What?
Well, I think we're going to see a little bit of a handshake in the near future, because Xarnax should be headed towards Spectacle Rock in the very near future. If he can remember the way to get there. Oh, no.
Honestly, he could have just gone through that cave, because there's so many cave entrances in that main area that the other entrance goes to, that you can pretty much go through any cave and get there. So he could have just picked one of those caves and probably ended up there. Unfortunately, he's going to be looking for the other entrance now, which hopefully he remembers where it is, at least.
Go right, my son.
Okay, he's doing it. He's going. He's not.
Paratroopa, you're killing me.
I don't know what he thinks he's gonna do, but... But it makes me sad.
Alright, he's going right. So, he's basically explored everything to the left and to the south of that little left area. Gotten nowhere.
He's trying to level up now. Sorry, but no amount of levels is going to get you over the ocean. And let's see what's in Spectral Rock. Okay, the child.
Right! No, not left. Your other right. Your other right.
Just
Stop
isn't seeing it.
Stop this madness right now, Paratroopa, please.
The funny part, it's not funny, but the sad part is, you know, I mentioned that there's one cave in Death Mountain that can get him right next to the Hammer Cave. He actually found it the last time he was in here, or the time before that, or whatever it was. And
yeah, I think this is a quintuple dip into Death Mountain at this point.
Yeah, I think so too. But he actually did find that cave. He entered Hammer Cave, so he like bypassed his mental block of going through that little valley, and then he discovered another mental block of not even recognizing the cave. So, by the way, how's it going, everybody in chat? Captain Radix, Simple Sarah, Jinxie Girl, Johnny Game Show, Bisco, everyone doing good?
Alright, Paratroopa, you've been through all of this already. Now, somebody brought it up in chat. Simple Sarah, I believe. Mm-hmm. And I feel the same way at this point, that the only way Paratroopa actually finds the raft at this point is if he just treats the Hammer Cave as a pass-through and goes, yeah. Well, I've just about been everywhere else. Let me go explore this one and see where this one leads me. Maybe I'm missing a cave.
That could happen. Yeah.
Because it feels like he's been in literally every other cave at this point. 3-4 times over. Up! No!
He keeps doing the same thing.
Oh my god. He's going in a loop! I don't get it.
Why hasn't he got downstab yet?
Well, that's another thing I don't get either. It's... Oh! This is brutal. And he's going to end up taking a death which might game over him here. Okay, he'll get his magic level. So hopefully his fairy spell goes down in cost.
It's kind of the same for me, Simple Sarah. It's kind of mesmerizing in a way, and he's going for another level?
No, he just took a death there just because floating eyeballs, but
Xarnax just cast Thunder. Was that linked to fire? Did we have fire, thunder fire on the table? Oh my god, yeah. Xarnax passing by Maze Island?
Maze Island as well, so Xarnax might be taking a visit to Maze Island here. Yeah.
I headed there.
Backtracked and into Maze Island we go for Xarnax. Oh boy. Alright, so Heptuple dip time for Paratroopa into Death Mountain?
It could be worse than that. Paratroopa is saying in the RSC chat, when is it legal for me to give up? And Xarnax is saying whenever you want. So this race might be over. Xarnax is probably going to finish the seed though, even if Paratroopa gives.
Xarnax is gonna have to finish the seed, otherwise they would both forfeit. I mean, you can't win unless you actually defeat.
Yeah, that's true. Otherwise, you just have two winners. Sorry, two losers. Okay, so unfortunately, Paratrooper has forfeited the race.
Oh, that is unfortunate for Paratroopa, but this is what happens when you just sort of misread one cave and
oh, but he just he
unforfeited.
Yeah.
So is okay, so I guess Paratroopa is just gonna try to put his big boy pants on and find a way to solve this problem.
Yeah.
Looks like, no, found a town. So he should be fairly close to the cluster of towns where Downstab is.
Yeah, hopefully he goes in there and gets Downstab, because think about how many deaths he took in Death Mountain, just because he didn't have Downstab.
A lot.
Yeah.
I mean, at this point, he's been in there at least 5, if not 6 separate times. So, that's, one-up dolls, be damned. That's 15, 18 lives that have been just kind of tossed aside.
Yeah, pretty much. And that's where all the graves come from in Death Mountain. The head fake. Alright, let's see what this other Maze Island item is. Magic jar, okay.
Magic jar.
Or magic container.
Not much useful in Maze Island. It was magic jar, magic jar?
I think so.
Or was it teabag magic jar? It wasn't anything impressive in the least.
Is Maze Island boots blocked? That's fascinating. We haven't seen one of those in a while. It might not be.
This is crazy.
Okay, no, it's not boots blocked.
Oh, okay. He can get to the palace. All right.
It looked like he was noping out of it, but there
are. That's what I thought too, but he found both of the drop-down spots.
Yeah, and I mean, there's a good chance that this is GP.
All right,
but you're already in here. You might as well check.
All right, Paratroopa needs to go right.
Now what's Xarnax doing? He has both of the items.
Is he trying to reconfirm that he has both of the items?
Maybe he's looking for a third item. What?
Which does not exist in Maze Island.
You ever take your brain and put it on a grinding stone and just like started like grinding at it.
All right.
Okay.
Well, Xarnax did not check the palace.
No, he
in
didn't.
Maze Island.
Now, there's a potential reason why he would do that, and that's because there's a high chance it's GP. However, there's he's going to come across Valley of Death, and then without that information, he's going to have to dive Valley of Death. And if that turns out to be GP, then he'll have wasted the whole time going through Valley of Death. So...
Well, I thought somebody already went through Valley of Death.
Oh, did they?
And I think
okay.
it was Xarnax.
Okay, so that might be why he noped out of here and just is like, yeah, I'm not going to check it because this could save me some time. Maybe he's seen all the palaces already when we were mesmerized by Paratroopa.
I see the forest tile that Paratroopa needs to go to, and he's just like... It's like he has, like, deep wood bug be gone, and he doesn't want to go into the woods.
I think I know what this is, guys. So I've been watching these videos as of late about what is it? These fake kind of monsters. This sort of fictional X-Files thing called like the SCP something or other, and it talks about these anti-memetic creatures or devices and stuff like that. Things that you can't remember or things that you can't tell people about for one reason or another. I think that might be the case here. I think this is an anti-memetic ROM and should be submitted to be locked away in an SCP vault somewhere. For the safety of us all.
Well, this is just so brutal because Paratroopa has now been stuck for the better part of half an hour.
Yeah.
And it almost feels like he's not really that far behind, if you get what I mean. Because Xarnax has not really done all that much with this gigantic advantage that he's been given.
Yeah, I kind of agree with you. Paratroopa, if he was playing like Unos or Digshake right now, he could catch up at this point, potentially. Because I feel like Xarnax could have finished another 1 or 2 palaces in this time.
I mean, it's clear that Paratroopa is just like literally the like entire continent of Tilt right now.
Yeah.
He knows something's in Death Mountain. And for some reason, and I have no idea why, no, he already knows there's nothing to the left. He knows he can't find it. Over there. He's been in every one of those caves, gone through to the end, and found nothing.
He's gonna go down again. Oh, no!
If he goes down right there, he's good, because that'll put him on the forest tile that he needs to be.
Okay, so he went right, but now he's focusing on this
right,
top corner.
Right. Do it.
Okay.
All right,
Yes!
we're on the right track. Yeah, we did it!
Yay!
Found the rough spot. Found it!
Okay, now he needs to play like a beast after this.
Alright, so Paratroopa
Assuming he makes it through.
now given Xarnax probably about a half an hour time advantage, but Paratroopa should now have access to the Eastern Continent if he can make it through this last little area.
Hopefully he remembers that Reflect can block these axes, or that he can use the magic pixel with Fairy to go straight by these monsters, or...
Oh, this is going to be rough, because he's got to pick between Reflect or Shield. He can't cast both.
Okay, so there's a message from Paratroopa in the RRC chat. It says, F word, you can't see the hammer statue faces in the dark. Yes, that is the case.
Oh, so he didn't see the statues and couldn't tell it was the Hammer Cave.
Yeah. It kind of tells me he probably hasn't played this without Candle very many times.
That's so savage.
Yeah. But here we go. He's got the raft. He's checked everywhere else on this continent, so he's gonna go to the other one. And he's not gonna come back for a while, probably.
So, Paratroopa hopefully is not spending his time in the IRC
He is.
whispering sweet nothings.
Yeah, I think he's given up on winning, but he really shouldn't, because if he plays like a monster, he can do this. But he's typing a lot in there. So,
Well, he said the area I also didn't notice for a while. I think I went there once. He actually went there twice. I don't know that the statues wouldn't be visible. I've never done Death Mountain in the dark before, so I didn't know I found Hammer Cave. I'll keep playing, but that's guaranteed GG. Not so fast, my dude.
yeah, Xarnax is a good player, but this is not his best game either. Paratrooper can catch up.
Well, we just need to remember the magic word right now.
Yeah, please. If only we all said please earlier.
Finish the seed.
Please go through that little forest valley thing. Please. We couldn't remember the magic word earlier.
But yeah, the IRC is probably having a more interesting discussion between the runners than we are as commentators right now. It's kind of one-sided because Paratroopa has not had a fun time so far this seed. He's attempted to forfeit, unforfeited, is probably somewhere in the area of at least 10 to 15 minutes behind.
Oh no, 20 to 25. Well, I mean, let's say 20.
I mean, you're probably not wrong. I want to make it like there's some level of suspense and possibility that Paratroopa could make the comeback. Technically, he's only Palace 1 and Palace 4 behind right now.
Yeah, it's true. And this is actually, let's say for a there's some more talk going on, okay. He really should focus on playing, I think. I can't tell him that, though, unfortunately.
And he's also lamenting that the cross does not work in the dark. Possibly because you need the candle to see normally, and then the cross to see all the things that would be hidden by the candle.
Yeah, and I don't know what Paratroopa was expecting of... Paratroopa, come on, play, please. You cannot get an important item from one of these lava tiles. So, if you go on here, I don't know why you would be expecting anything better than this. This is the best thing you can get, save for a 500 point P-bag or something. Pick it up. Move on, please.
To answer Bisco in the chat, yes, the candle was the Magic Lady item.
See here, okay. For an experienced player, or a determined player, or some combination thereof, what you would do in a situation like this is you would take gambles. Because you know you can't win traditionally, or you suspect you can't win traditionally. So what you do is you go into P4, you look for the item in P4. You go into, you just look for the items in the palaces. You do not look for the items in towns and caves and stuff like that, because you know that your opponent's done that already. And the thing is, that would probably win the game for Paratroopa, or at least put him, in the running again. But he's just given up already. He's just typing and goofing off and stuff. But if he wasn't doing that, if he just if he understood that he needs to just do a gamble, he could have gotten back in the saddle.
Well, with where Xarnax is right now, and I brought this up probably 15 minutes ago, Xarnax really hasn't done anything with all of the time that he's been afforded by Paratroopa. And, about all that Xarnax has done is found the spell cave, found the candle, and not much else.
So he's forfeited again.
So now it's really just on Xarnax to finish this seed at this point. The River Devil's out of the way for Xarnax, so...
What? Xarnax? No, you have to play too! They're both gonna get a loss. What is going on? Okay,
well,
he's
looks like
again.
Xarnax just kind of went, alright, well, thanks for the race, but, oh well. But yes, Xarnax will have to finish this seed to be able to move on in the tournament.
Just let him forfeit and calm for Xarnax. I don't know what you mean by calming for Xarnax, but like come in and calm. I mean, yeah, he could calm. He could do some. He could come in here with us. Oh, sorry. You meant us to just calm singularly for Xarnax. Yeah. Alright, well, here was the glove. So, yeah, my strategy of just gambling on the item in P4 and whatever wouldn't necessarily have worked, but Xarnax just found it, so there's a good chance, and he's going back. Okay, I get this play. Because...
Well, this play does make sense, because there's glove-blocked palaces here. Why not just finish off the western continent
and do everything in the
off the east in one go, as it were?
Yeah, so Paratroopa's in chat now. You actually, if you had concentrated on finishing the race and just gone for it, you might have actually been able to catch up to Xarnax after you got the raft. He's had the raft for a lot longer than you, but this has not been his best game. So you might have been able to catch up actually. No, you could have caught up. He's only finished like 1 or 2 palaces in that time. Well, you can watch it back later if you want, but. Yeah, let's say Xarnax got the raft about half an hour before you, but he'd only made like 10 or 15 minutes of progress in that time.
Oh wow, right behind the glove block is the boss.
Mm-hmm. Oh, nice. Thunder's not going to work on this guy, but he gets the kill.
Alright, so Xarnax finishes off Palace 3, and it looks like he's going to head north, finish off the remaining Western Continent Palace.
Mm-hmm. Palaces.
Palaces?
Yeah. He's got 2 and
Palace
6.
1 and 4 were on the Western Continent, you're right.
Yeah.
So we've got 2 and 6? Or was it 3?
Yeah, he's got 2 and 6 on this continent, and then he's got 5 on Eastern. And he's already been in 5. He did nope out of it, kind of mysteriously.
Well, he noped out of 6 as well. Or, excuse me,
well, yeah,
Paratroopa got the cross in 6.
Yeah, Xarnax couldn't finish 6 without the glove, so that's why he noped out of it. But 5 is open, especially since he got Fairy.
So no matter what the palaces are for Xarnax at this point, I think it's really just a matter of getting to them and finishing them.
Yeah. Yeah, so from the left there, you saw some glove blocks, but that's actually, there's nothing over there. Or you were actually talking to P5, I think.
Well, this was P2. Because the orange one I thought was P5.
Yeah, this is P2, I think. I'll double check in a second. No, this is P6.
Oh, this is 6. Oh boy.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. And so he's gonna have to head left at that room where I said there's nothing left, because I thought we were in P5 for a second. For some reason. Yeah. So there's a left there, but you can't be... It's not blocked to the left. It can't be. So you got a nice, fun, big old palace ahead of him.
If he can make the jump, that is. You got a very small window to be able to actually momentum yourself through that jump.
So, Xarnax did say in chat, he's up for playing Paratroopa again, forfeiting this race and making a new seed.
I think we'd have to go to the tournament committee on that one, and
yeah,
because unless they did it right now, they would run out of time.
True.
To finish today with this race. You know, I am in no means, an official tournament entity, but unfortunately for Paratroopa, I think Xarnax finishing this seed will unfortunately end his time here in the tournament.
Yeah.
And, well, actually, I don't even think if that even matters for Paratroopa, since it may just be a double loss at that point, if Xarnax forfeits as well.
Yeah, most likely. I mean, it would be a double loss if they decided to do a re-race. I don't know.
But it's, it's just kind of a bit of speculation on my part, but I think since this race was due today, I think
no, this wouldn't be a call for Dick Shake. This is the Alan Halfley's call. It's his tournament. Okay, sorry.
Oh, here we go. Xarnax has found a Rebenak and has downstabbed this time. So
looks like Xarnax has a little bit more of an unusual rebuff strat, but shouldn't be any problem with attack 6.
no, doing 2 points of damage to Rebenak per hit is pretty good. Although he's having a heck of a time actually closing the distance.
Yeah, it's kind of like
Rebanak.
It's kind of like what I mentioned earlier. These blue iron knuckles and Rebanak, they do back away from you effectively while you're holding in their direction. So your best chance is to like sort of jump while you're not holding in that direction and get some of that momentum, and you close in fast.
And I think forgot about the hint that he got what feels like easily an hour ago about Barba having the cross.
Yep. RCS, that's pretty funny. Trails would say that, wouldn't he? Whoever finishes the most races in the next 24 hours wins. Yeah, Paratroopa gave up.
Yeah, Paratroopa had an unfortunate encounter of the Hammer Cave kind and was unable to recognize the Hammer Cave, and that particular cave led to the raft, but oh well, stuff happens. Oh no, Xarnax taking a trip to the sauna.
Yep. Hammer was in... What was it in? P1? Yeah, it was P1.
Correct.
Easy peasy. And the hammer didn't really lead to anything, so even if you didn't get it, you wouldn't be in trouble. It like led to a life in a 500-point P bag or something. Or maybe it was a container.
It might have been a magic jar.
Which is nice.
But, you know, it was a magic jar and a pea bag, or a pea bag and a heart container, like you said. It definitely wasn't anything spectacular in the way of an item.
Yeah, Paratrooper, I thought it had two item locations on the Western continent. I just don't remember what all those were. I don't think it led to anything important. It can go up to 3. It's anywhere between 0 and 3 hammer block caves on the overworld. Nah. Yeah, there's a lot of randomizing stuff that can happen. I had a race once where the block from Spectral Rock actually was in the way of the Hammer Cave in Death Mountain. It was blocking 2 caves. It was blocking Spectral Rock and it was blocking Hammer Cave. That was horrible.
The hammer wasn't in Hammer Cave.
No, it wasn't. If it was, I could see how that could slip by, without getting noticed, but the chances of that happening are so slim. Yeah, it'll probably happen at some point, but I think I've only seen one seed that was like that, and the chances that the item that is located in Hammer Cave would actually be the hammer so slim.
Well, it looks like Xarnax was blocked off from going the way he wanted to go, instead using Fairy. Now, it looks like drop-down room.
And yeah, Paratroopa, it's like that, except it was blocking the Hammer Cave. But yeah, like even if there was magic jars in that hammer block cave, you don't really need magic jars when you got thunder fire. So oh, schoolgirly. Guess I was wrong. It's 0 to 2, not 0 to 3. But I wanted it to be 0 to 3. That sounds more. Nice dress.
Alright, so this second Reben act blocking the way to Barba, so this will be boss number 4 for Xarnax.
Ooh, he did
a nice little jackhammer there. That was actually pretty good.
Jumpless jackhammer is super hard. That's some serious swag right there.
The backward stabbing of the gate opening. But that'll be Palace 6 down, so 2 more plus Great Palace to go for Xarnax.
Hey, nice to see you, Merciless Fierce Deity. Yeah, I guess you're a bit of a Majora's Mask fan, eh? Yeah, this is, I don't know. It's pretty hard, but if you ask me, Zelda 1 randomizer can be a bit harder. We need more ways to make this Zelda 2 randomizer even harder than it is already. Yeah, RCS saying that vanilla Z2 is harder in a lot of ways. Yeah, it is, but at the same time, in randomizer, depending on your flags, you can end up with rooms with like 3 blue bird knights, 2 spicy chickens, and like and panther heads flying around shooting fireballs at you. So it really depends on the flags you set.
Well, Xarnax seems to have fallen in love with the fire spell. Looks fairly economical to cast at this point. 2 casts seems to have taken away about
Hardly anything.
10 MP each.
Yeah, he's got plenty of thunder to throw around. I think he's just casting fire for the heck of it now. I mean, it's P2. Nothing incredibly important is going to happen in it that's going to make things harder for him. There is a room that if you head from right to left can be very difficult to make a certain jump, but yeah, not this time. It looks like it's not going to be this time. You never know.
They are randomized, so not so fast there, Nightcrawler.
I think it's to the left up there, but we'll see. Or it's heading from the left to the right. It's only a problem when you're heading from the right to the left. And they have fairies, so as long as they have enough magic to cast that, they're good. And here's the boss.
Yeah, so this will be Helmet Head, probably going to last 2 hits.
Seems like a bit more than that.
Oh, look like 3.
Well, and then the helmets
the 2 helmets as well, so...
You can actually kill them before the helmets come off, so I think that counts as part of its HP. Is it Helmet Head or Bucket Head? It's Helmet Head, but you can call him Bucket Head if you want.
Well, that'll be P2, so now it's off to the Eastern Continent to finish off Palace 5, which I believe was in the Valley of Death, and then the Great Palace, which...
That's gotta be the Maze Island one.
Maze Island.
Yeah, so he must have seen all the other palaces before, or taken a good guess at them. So that must have been why he didn't check it in Maze Island. He must have deduced that it was going to be DP for sure. And that explains why he went back and forth a few times, because he was trying to figure it out.
Well, at least Valley of Death is, well, right here. So I think we'll see a very quick run through Valley of Death. Maybe even Fairy Feet this time for Xarnax.
Jump supposed to be blocked. I don't think the randomizer cares about that. I think it can force you to do that without jump or fairy. It'd be a mean seed, though.
Yeah, this will be the last palace for Xarnax. Gonna have a go at Boss Guma. Hopefully, head straight to the Great Palace on Maze Island.
Yep, most likely.
So this is basically just a nice little wind-down session, it feels like, for Xarnax. But, especially knowing that your opponent has forfeited, no reason to rush. And we'll see how well this works out. But at the end of it all, hopefully he's able to make it to the end, finish this off, and continue on in this tournament. And I believe his next opponent, assuming he finishes, will be Level Engine.
Yep. I think it's a pretty safe bet that Xarnax is going to finish. Oh wow, those Mongols are 500. You can get 2 levels out of this dungeon if he catches a few more of them with your pants robes down. I imagine it's not the most pleasant view in the world.
Yeah, the mental image there is just not doing it for me.
Sorry. There's 200, not bad. At this point, it's pretty much assured that he's going to get 2 levels here because, who cares? Just cast the fire all day.
Well, he was getting the magic back from the containers. He was like, sure, okay. Let me just press the button where I do the thing.
Oh, he did cast it on the room. Again. That's good. One interesting thing about here we go. One interesting thing about the Thunder spell is that you actually will experience knockback if there's an enemy on screen that does not die in a single hit from it. Or sorry, if an enemy survives it, you will take I don't know. It's not knockback really, but it's like you hit them with your sword, so it'll push you back a little bit. And Xarnax is trying to do the sort of jackhammer strats, and looks like he's been practicing because to do it at all is pretty difficult.
Well, now I think he's going to cast Life a bunch of times, and we'll see where... yeah, he's getting a couple jackhammer hits in there.
Yeah, this is super tough, and he's practicing, so... Yeah, to do this, he must have practiced quite a bit. Or just, better than me. I've known people who... I've met someone... Oh, what the... Okay, he skipped a level. Okay, that's cool. I feel like...
Going for attack 7?
Yeah, he's going to get attack 7, but I think if he picked up life 7, it would have given him attack 7 anyway. Actually, no, it's going to be magic 7. Yeah. And he gets life 7. Okay. This is going to be weird.
So clearly the next Crystally dunks will give him attack 7.
There's no more Crystally dunks.
Well, don't let Xarnax know that minor little detail.
Well, he's got fire, Thunderfire, so he's probably just going to try to gain as much experience on the way to the palace as he can.
And now let's see if he remembers the way to Maze Island.
Yeah, I kind of feel like if he was going to take that life level anyway, he should have just taken it and then gotten more experience from the gem. But, he wasn't thinking about how Attack 7 was going to cost more than Magic 7, so that's what happens sometimes.
Well, doesn't attack at any level relatively to the other ones cost more?
Yeah, I think he was forgetting that for a second. And that's why, that's why he did it that way.
Oh wow, lots of monsters, but
not a lot of experience.
Like 15 experience for the whole lot of them?
He should be saving this magic for Maze Island, because there's a lot of juicy enemies in Maze Island. And Death Mountain can have decent experience for its enemies. This is silly.
Yes, it is, but oh my. All the magic jars for, I guess, magic potions to refill the meter.
And yeah, magic levels can cost the same amount as attack levels. It's just pretty rare. And it doesn't usually happen for more than 1 or 2 levels. Lots of red jars.
There we go. River Devil's out of the way. So hopefully it's Maze Island. Here we come. There's the bridge.
Is he going to fairy feet here, or is he going to get the juicy enemies? That's the question. Is he going to fairy feet?
Pretty much thrown the concept of, efficiency out the window.
Yeah.
It would not surprise me if Xarnax just kind of up in A's at the beginning of Great Palace and throws away the 1,300 or so XP he has right now.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking he might do too. I don't know. I think, he knows he's going to win, so...
Well, assuming he finishes. Oh.
Okay, he's not going to up an A. He doesn't have any magic to do his strats anymore.
Well, hopefully he has at least 1 or more extra lives in...
He has 1. He's already taken a death to Boss Kuma.
Ah, right, yes.
Well, at least these bubbles aren't stealing any magic from him.
See, that's the big brain strat right there.
Yeah.
If you don't have any magic, it can't be stolen away from you.
Precisely. Galaxy Brain.
Is that like a warping bot?
Yeah, it's kind of too big for its own good. So it likes to phase through stuff when it spawns at certain locations. Okay, so we're in the second room of the palace, and he's on his last life. So...
Oh boy.
Well, let's see what happens. I think he's going to try to do it just to say he did it on 1 life.
Well, let's see. There's,
Can't get to the jar refill in this room without magic to begin with, unfortunately, schoolgirly.
He's going to you need to be able to jump to get up there.
Yeah, and then it's a 50-50 shot.
Well, at least Xarnax has upstab here, so I'm going to try to get...
Oh, yep.
Well, has the high ground. And now the low ground.
Alright, let's see if he gets lucky. What? Okay, he's gonna do this. Some of these rooms have 2 jars. Some of them have no jars.
So are you trying to say this is the room that has no jars?
Yes, I am. Alright, let's see if he can do this. He's going for it. Alright. Sword level 6 is having a little bit of trouble getting through. Oh boy. But he's taken down half a life so far.
Yeah, but this is where the fun really begins, because Thunderbird tends to litter pretty badly right now.
Yeah,
Once
it
you get it
does.
below half health. So, well, there we go. Xarnax finishing off the Thunderbird. So what do you think? 1, maybe 2 more rooms in Dark Link?
Nope.
Why'd you have to ruin it for us like that?
It could be. But he's only seen like 8 rooms in the palace, so he might want to grind for a jar. He's probably going to. Yep. Well, there's a little one. Probably should cast life right now. Right now. Yep. Okay, he's not. He doesn't feel any danger from this current action.
I really thought that last hit was going to do him in, but finding
Yeah,
a dead end.
I guess life 7. Oh no! What are you doing, Xarnax? There's a possibility of a life in this direction, I think, but oh well, it's your Moas. Don't mess up. Hey, it's a fairy. Nice. I think that's exactly what he's looking for. Usually people don't go down here, but yeah, one of them does have a fairy. I think there's like 3 rooms like this, though. The other ones have like pea bags or lives or red jars.
But Rose City Saint, that 1300 experience, throwing that away would just, destroy Xarnax's chances here.
Well, why did he not... Wait, what? Okay. Alright, he's gonna check this up first, probably, right? Yeah. Alright, so that's just how he's gonna organize this particular route. Oh, this is something. Yeah, unfortunately, the focus hardly give any experience usually. At least a lot less than you would think they would, considering they're the hardest enemies in the game.
Yeah, I was gonna say, for how much of a pain in the behind they are, it's What, a red Dyra gives roughly 200, huh? I think Xarnax knows where he is right. I think he's been here before.
No, not this one.
Oh, that one gave a jar. Okay, so that would be the one that you say has 2 jars in it? Or up to 2 jars?
Here, yeah. So here we go. found Dark Zelda. And he did it. You know, he made it through GP with just the one life, pretty much. And now he's going to do man mode strats. And hopefully come out on top. Is he doing like an upstab to kind of ward away Dark Zelda from jumping in? That could be a thing. Alright, well, he defeats Dark Zelda. Get your GGs in chat for Xarnax for finishing with an official SRL time of 1 hour, 39 minutes, and 28 seconds.
Yeah, absolutely. Xarnax with this victory over Paratroopa. For those who did not hear it previously, he will be moving on to the third round in the lower bracket to take on Level Engine. And to recap our tournament so far, we have the final four in the winner's side of the bracket with Rose City Saint and Dig Shake against the second match, Jay Coper and Trails, which is the fourth round of the winner's side. And filling out the third round of the bottom bracket with Paratroopa and Level Engine, we'll see the winner of that match taking on the winner of Lightning and Amazing Monster. And the other side of the bottom bracket, Thurwolf against Buzz Thunder, are number 4 and number 3 seeds, respectively. And the final match, Unos against Schmitty Game.
Yeah, we got some exciting races coming up. And speaking of which, if you're not aware, there is a little thing coming up by... let's see, AGDQ, or hold on, the game's done quick. They're calling it. Let's see, yeah, GD. I'll go into that later. So how is it going, Xarnax?
Hello.
Well, good job, GG. You found the raft.
Man, that stinks. It's really sad to hear.
Yeah, I guess you.
What's that? Go ahead.
Yeah, he passed by a few times. He didn't recognize the room when he went inside, and it seemed like he kind of was just having a hard time recognizing either the little tiny valley it was in or the cave itself.
Right. Yeah, I never even thought about. I've been playing this long enough that it's there are problems people come across every once in a while. I'm like, oh yeah, I guess if you've never seen that, you might not know. I guess he just never had done Dark Death Mountain before, so yeah, that's really unfortunate. I'm curious. I was gonna say I'm curious how close it was when the first time he found that cave. Like if he had gone in.
He went into Death Mountain really early. I'm not sure if he found the cave the first time. Like I said, it seemed like he wasn't seeing that area. It just wasn't like kind of processing in there. So he checked like all the other caves except for that one. I think the first time he went in, and then I think the third time he went in, he saw it.
Gotcha.
And he went inside the cave, but didn't recognize it.
Right.
I guess he thought it was a pass-through and noped out, but unfortunately...
Yeah, that's too bad.
Yeah, like I've mentioned earlier, I've been in that same situation where I've gone to the Hammer Cave, and like I know what it looks like, but it just didn't compute, and I thought it was a pass-through, and so I noped out of there. You kind of make that mistake once and never again. So I'm sure the next time that Paratroopa is in this situation, it's not going to happen. Like,
yeah, no doubt. when he first, I don't know how much you guys commented on what he was saying in the IRC chat. When he first was thinking about forfeiting, he was just asking, when can I? And I kind of hinted, like, if you're thinking about it, you probably missed a cave. And I was thinking he probably didn't. I don't know why I thought he would have, because my map exploration is generally weaker than most people at this point in the tournament. And I had the pass through in the eastern continent that led to New Kasuto and Darunia. I had completely missed that the first time I went through there. And so I was digging level 5 and then went back to the west to check the other palaces that I could.
I was wondering, why did you go back to the west?
So I had concluded that the boots were required to get anywhere in the east.
Yeah, actually, I kind of called that was your way of thinking, but when you're commentating on a race, it's kind of hard to keep track of what the map looks like.
Sure.
So I wasn't sure if that was actually the case or if that was imagined.
Yeah, I think in the first area of the east there were 3 caves and Palace 5 in the Valley of Death, and I went through one cave and it came out on the other side. It was like both ends of it were in that same section, and then there was Palace 5, and then there was the one other path through that led to the rest of the east that I missed. So I was like, okay, I guess I need to go back into 2306 and find the boots.
Yeah, and Paratroopa mentioning in chat that he knew that he was missing Death Mountain, so he went in there a couple times. He just kept missing that, and he, I think, was doing when you came back to the west to do 3 and 6. He was also trying to do 3 and 6, and you guys made about equal progress in that regard.
Yeah, they both shut you out pretty quick.
Yeah. Let's see. I was a little confused at first when you noped out of checking the palace in Maze Island. I guess you were like running the mental math to see if you had seen all the other palaces yet, and then you eventually realized you had.
I knew before I even went on to Maze Island, I knew that GP was on there, and then when I got both items out of there, I just, out of habit, kind of autopilot started going toward the palace, and then got halfway there, and I'm like, wait a minute, I can't do anything yet.
Yeah. Yeah, it took me a second to figure that out.
The biggest facepalm.
Oh, looks like he was disconnected. We'll have to hear about the biggest facepalm when he gets back on. I'm sure he'll be back in a moment. Meanwhile, let's talk about GDQ hotfix. On Thursday, GDQ hotfix is going to include a Zelda Randomizer trilogy, and it's going to include Zelda 2 Randomizer. So this is the first time that officially, through a GDQ thing, that Zelda 2 Randomizer will be part of it. I think they've run it as a side event during AGDQ once, but not as something that's actually shown through them. Now this isn't the official AGDQ or Summer Games Done Quick. This is a smaller event, but still, check it out, and I'm sure there's going to be a donation thing going on. It's going to be Digshake versus Unos, so that's going to be pretty rad.
I almost thought we could have Digshake versus Unos, and that be a tournament match as well, but unfortunately, Rose City Saint had a different idea, taking the win. If Unos would have beaten Rose City Saint, that would have been our first winner's side match, was actually Unos and Digshake, potentially. But Rose City Saint, you got to go and do what a number 1 seed does and keep on winning.
Yeah, they did have a match against each other in the first round of Swiss, though. But hey, Xarnax is back. What was the biggest facepalm?
Sorry. Oh man, you missed the whole thing. Yeah, my phone likes to just drop me sometimes, and I didn't even notice until I finished my story.
No.
I was literally like in front of the cave, or maybe even inside the cave with the glove, and I don't remember if I had actually gone into it or if I had made the decision already to backtrack. So I was thinking it was going to be a pass-through cave, and I was like, this is going to lead to somewhere new. I'm going to need to explore. I know there's one more cave out there that has an item in it.
Oh.
But I also knew where 2 items already were in New Kasuto, and I had just gotten my 7th magic jar. I had just gotten the kid, so I was like, if Darunia has the spell, then I can go back to New Kasuto and get 2 more items. And passing through this cave and exploring some more could be a waste of time if the glove is in New Kasuto. So I was literally steps away from the glove and backtracked and wasted a good 3 or 4 minutes.
Well, yeah, just for New Kasuto, and then it took you a while to even get back to that cave, right? You would have stopped looking for items after that, probably.
Yep. Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
It was go mode.
Yeah, Paratroopa was so certain that he was so far behind you, but like when he finally found the raft. But if he had taken off then and just been a monster, he probably could have caught up with you.
Yeah, I had a few levels where I spent more time than I needed to, for sure.
Yeah, well, hopefully your next game is going to be a smoother run. You both had a lot of trouble in this one.
Yeah, almost every seed I do, I feel like it's 100%. So if I can do it efficiently, I'll be happy.
So I guess Xarnax, you do some recorder tunes for Zelda 1 Randomizer. Is that the?
Kind of. I've done a couple. I opened a channel in the Z1R Discord for requests and got inundated with quite a few, and haven't even started any of them. It's a bit of a side project that I haven't really had any time for lately.
Well, Lightning is putting in a request in chat. Daytona USA.
Gotcha. I'll noted. Maybe in the next couple of years it'll show up.
I gotta ask, because this is something that I've been interested in. NST files are different. They're like a totally different format from game to game, right? Is that the case?
NSF?
Oh, sorry, NSF. Yeah.
I know nothing about those.
Okay, so you're going through some kind of tool or something?
No. Fred, the creator of the Z1R randomizer, told me what he needs to insert. Insert tunes, and it's really pretty simple. There's one area in the ROM it's just a series of hex values, and you alternate between something that tells you the length of the note and then something that tells you the pitch, and then he puts it in there, and that's it. But every game does have its own sound engine programmed in. I'm pretty sure that's true.
Yeah, I would love for some custom music in Zelda 2 Randomizer, but I don't know if there's anyone experienced with that sort of thing who's in love with Zelda 2.
Yeah, custom music is one of the harder things to do in NES ROM hacking, from what I've read. In large part just because every game, works with the sound differently. It's all however they decided to program it in that particular game.
Well, maybe Dig Shake will find that area and figure it out on his own. I'm sure it's been done before because the NSF file has been extracted. But what was that?
I was going to say, if they did it in Mega Man 2, they could do it in Zelda 2, but,
Yeah, it's possible.
I think the Mega Man ones are some of the easiest to work with. They're just a little more intuitive. But, I mean, the Z2 Dig Shake did make it open source, so anybody who's got the chops can look into it.
Yeah.
If you want to make that a thing.
Yeah, the randomizer program itself is open source. But you gotta dig into the ROM to find the music stuff. And
right.
I think there's documentation on a certain website that, even if I remembered, I probably shouldn't say on here. But
The documentation
Details.
of the ROM should be fine.
Yeah, I was just afraid, even if I found it, I'm not really a musician, so just give it all to Victor Santa Fe and you. How about that? But yeah, so good stuff. Hopefully you continue to do well. Level Engine's your next opponent, right? Freaker was saying that. How do you feel about going up against?
I'm gonna lose.
You are?
I mean, I hope not, but I think I'm a heavy underdog.
Oh, really? Well, I think you could do it. I'm going to look forward to that. Next week's going to be pretty cool. And
yeah, I hope
each
it's
week
a good race. That's all I can ever ask.
Well, we're getting down to it. Any last messages? Anything you want to plug on your personal channel, like stuff that you're streaming?
No, mostly all I'm doing is randomizer tournaments. Just got knocked out of the Dragon Warrior one, and
sorry.
That's how it happens. I play for fun, and I have fun. I lose, I still have fun. The Z2R tourney is going on, and then that's pretty much all I've been doing lately. And other than that, thanks to everybody who got this restream together. Set aside some time for commentary, tracking.
For sure, yeah.
What have you?
Yeah, Freako, you want to give a shout out to our support staff?
Oh, yeah, I gotta do something. It's past my bedtime. It's midnight.
I know. I'm just trying to poke you to make sure you're still alive, really.
Well, I'm awake somehow, but I believe it's Jinxie Girl and Johnny Game Show 56 were our trackers, the unsung heroes of our particular presentation this evening.
And Norinato was our restreamer, right?
Yes.
Yes, I believe so.
I'm still awake too. It's midnight my time.
Go to bed. It's past your bedtime,
And I
too.
can't go to bed before the restream is over. That would be pretty bad.
You can leave it go all night long.
Yeah.
When you wake up.
Okay. Well, I just do want to say
shut it
GG's to both
down.
runners. Good luck, Xarnax, with the rest of your tournament run. And also, big shout out to Paratroopa. Things happen, and I hope that he keeps up. I know we still have the weeklies going on, so hopefully that's something that he'll be interested in participating in.
For sure.
So.
Yeah. Hope to see more of you guys throughout the, not just the randomizer, but not just through the tournament, but also the weeklies and the tournaments to come. And just fun games.
Any last words?
Oh. It's time for us to go.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think at this point, for me, it's have a good night, everybody.
Yeah. Time for us to run off on our magic flying wooden carpets.
Nice.
Well, thanks a lot. Have a good night.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank
Have
you.
a good night, and we'll catch you again. See ya.
Later.
Bye. Oh, and quick shout out to Nightcrawler and Freako for doing commentary tonight. Thanks. Bye.
Woo!